Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel Platinum Bricks 95, and we're back again with another Lego Marvel video. Firstly, if you would not mind liking the video, as it really helps me out, shows you enjoy this sort of content, and helps me get on the YouTube algorithm, which I don't know how it works. I don't think anyone does, but if you would not mind liking the video, I really would appreciate it. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, maybe think about clicking that subscribe button. But if you don't want to, I totally understand. Okay then guys, well, what is today's video? Well, it's actually something I'm planning on doing on the channel a lot more. Basically, today we're going to be comparing the two sort of big Lego Marvel sets that have already come out. Now, the reason I'm comparing them is basically they are very similar sets, and they have both been released this year, except one's from Avengers and the other one's from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, originally when planning this video, I did want to include the Infinity Saga Benatar, which I imagine you're seeing a picture of right now. That is a set that I wanted to include. However, the reason I didn't is because it's actually about £40 more than both of these sets. So I figured it'd actually be an unfair advantage, because it would probably win everything, because there's just a bit more going on that set. So yeah, I decided actually we'll just go for the two that have been released this year. Now guys, when comparing Lego sets, there's sort of four things that I'm looking for. Okay, I'd like to make it 5, but I genuinely can't think of anything else to sort of compare these two. But the four things that I am looking at is, number one, the quality of the minifigures. Okay, which has got the better minifigures. Number two is the price of each set comparable to what it actually is and what comes in the set. And number three, the looks and sort of accuracy to the movie. Again, looks is more for like sets that aren't based on MCU things, you know. So if we got a Lego Marvel, I don't know, ship that we've never seen in the MCU versus another ship that we've never seen in the MCU, and they're based on the comic books, fine, that's fine, and I will base that purely on looks. However, when it comes to these Lego sets, I'm also basing it on the accuracy comparative to the movies as well, because I feel like if you're going to build a Lego set or make a Lego set on something from an MCU movie, it should be pretty accurate. So yeah, that was a rather long-winded way of saying I'm just going to compare the looks and accuracy to the movies of these two sets as well. And the final thing that I am sort of comparing between these two Lego sets, or Lego sets in general, is the playability, because I genuinely think that's something that gets overlooked a lot. So yeah, I will definitely be comparing the playability as well. Okay guys, so the two Lego sets we are actually comparing today are both releases from this year. To my right, it might be your left, but my right, we do have the set that released on the 1st of January, and that is of course Lego set number 76248, the Avengers Quinjet, retailing in the UK for £89.99 and coming with, let me just check my notes, 795 pieces and pretty much 5 minifigures, 4 of them unique. And to my left, or maybe your right, but definitely my left, we do have the latest sort of big Lego Marvel release, and this did release about 2 weeks ago on the 1st of April, and it is of course Lego set number 76255, the new Guardians ship, retailing for £89.99 in the United Kingdom and coming with, let me just check again, 1,108 pieces and 5 minifigures, 4 of them unique as well. So then guys, the first thing I am going to compare about the two, because I don't need to change the way I'm filming or the way it's set up, and this will make it easy, is price. And yes, you did hear that right, these both do retail for £89.99 in the UK. I think that'd be like $99, I think it'd be $100 in the US. I think so, I could be wrong, but I think these are $100 sets in the US. But don't quote me on that, because I don't do exchange rates. However, I will say this, right? This set has obviously been out since the 1st of January, and I've already seen it on sale for £74.99, so you are saving about £15 if you buy this now. I didn't. I do buy all of these on release. I'm a Lego Marvel fan. You can't blame me. However, this set, which has also been out for a grand total of 2 weeks, I think I've already seen it listed for like £78.99 or £77.99. So again, about a £12–13 saving on that. Now, also, just before I do go any further in the video, this is not like a contest, really. I'm going to try and work out which one I personally think is worth the money and which one is better of the two. But honestly, they might end up tying, and I'm not, I'm not saying, oh, well, you shouldn't buy this one or you shouldn't buy that one. That's not what this is. I'm just going to be talking about, well, I'm just going to be comparing the two pretty much. And in the end, I might have a winner, I might not. Who knows? But yes, when it comes to price, they are the same price. Now, the only thing I will say is this comes with 1,108 pieces, and this Lego set does in fact come with 795. So if we're talking sort of price per piece, this is definitely monetary-wise better. However, I don't think, in general, you can't really see that they're so different in that regard. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that they haven't charged any more money for this, even though it comes with maybe 400 extra pieces. So yeah, in terms of money and price, they're the same pretty much. This comes with more pieces, but they are pretty much the same. So then guys, the next thing that I actually want to talk about is, in fact, the minifigures that you can see here. Now, on the left, we do in fact have the new Guardians of the Galaxy, and on the right, we do have the rehashed version of the Avengers. Now, straight away, I want to say I love all of these minifigures. I think they are amazing. And again, a very similar sort of thing where you do have 4 unique minifigures in this Lego set and 4 unique ones in this. Now, I will say that the non-unique one is in fact 4 from the Avengers, and in a way, I'm kind of going to give it to him a lot more, because to get him, you do in fact need to get Mjolnir, or the buildable Mjolnir, which I imagine you're seeing a picture of right now. That is the only way to get hold of this Thor, other than buying the new Quinjet or Avengers Quinjet or whatever it's called. So yeah, Thor definitely has one up on Star-Lord, because Star-Lord is the non-unique minifigure in this range here, as you can see. Now, the reason that I'd say Star-Lord is worse, because to actually get Star-Lord, you only need to buy a £9 set, or £8.99. I imagine $10 in the United States. However, I will say, so I'll probably give Thor the edge over Star-Lord when it comes to the non-unique minifigures. Now, I love the fact that the Guardians are all brand new, okay? Because every single one of these is a brand new minifigure. And whilst all of these are unique, like I did say, they are sort of rehashes. So this is a new updated Black Widow, new updated Captain America, new updated Iron Man, new updated Loki. Now, I will say this, the updates are amazing, okay? I can't downplay how good these new minifigures are. Also, the variance of colour on these minifigures is definitely a good thing. However, taking it over to the Guardians, you've got to say straight away, I mean, Adam Warlock stands out like a sore thumb, and I really do. Even though, if anyone watches the channel, you know I hate gold, I will say this, I think Adam Warlock is a gorgeous minifigure. And what I like about these as well is we do in fact get a Drax and a Nebula, which are very infrequent minifigures. Drax especially, but Nebula as well. However, I will say this, in sort of, I don't know, the bad things about both of these minifigures, number one, none of these are new minifigures, okay? They are like new, updated, unique variants, but they are minifigures that we've had loads of. Well, maybe not Loki, but the rest of them we've had loads of. And the Guardians, again, we've had a fair few Guardians, but nowhere near as many as the Avengers. However, the downside of these is we've had loads of them. The downside of these is they're all wearing the same uniform. Now, I love the fact that we got Drax and Nebula, but I would have loved their actual sort of minifigures. And again, I know that in the movie they're going to look like this, so points for accuracy and points for accuracy there. But I will say that I much prefer these just because of the variation. And the thing that's letting these down has to be the fact that they're all wearing the same uniform. I wasn't a fan of the Avengers Endgame uniform that they all wore. So yeah, I'd probably give the edge to these, but only just. And I will say this, it's lovely having a whole team of Guardians. I do have the Rocket and Groot minifigures up there, but having a whole team of Guardians is very cool, especially when they're wearing the same uniform. But yeah, I would probably give the edge to the Avengers on this side. And if we are going to do a point scoring system, I would have to give the price edge to the Guardians, just because their Lego set comes with many more pieces. Okay then guys, well, the next thing that I actually want to talk about is the looks and the accuracy to the movie. Now, you will have to excuse me when it comes to the Avengers jet, as it has been on my shelf for literally 3 months. And I have dusted it, but it might still be dusty in places. Now, if you look at this, let's have it right. It looks exactly like the Avengers Quinjet in the Avengers movie. The original Avengers movie anyway, but definitely it's very accurate to that, as you can see. And I do actually really like it. And I will say, all of the stickers you can see, you do in fact get another sheet of stickers, all with S.H.I.E.L.D. logos. So if you wanted to do it as a S.H.I.E.L.D. Quinjet, you could do that as well. But yeah, I will say straight off the bat, this looks exactly like the Avengers jet from the first Avengers movie. However, I will say this, like I did say at the start of the video, I am basing this more on the accuracy. But if we're talking about looks in general, rather than accuracy to the movie, I could see how a lot of people would just say, this is just a grey plane. It's just a grey monstrosity. And I can see that, okay? If I wasn't such an avid Marvel fan and didn't watch the movies and just saw this Lego set, I'd be like, I don't know, it is just a grey plane pretty much. And it does in fact, of course, lift off the stand. But yeah, you can sort of just see, it is a grey plane. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the way this thing looks. If I don't break it, if I can just sort of get the wheels out. Hang on. So yeah, guys, I got the wheels out, and now you can actually see what it looks like without it actually being on the display stand, which is another reason that I wanted to compare these sets, is because they are both amazing display pieces. But yeah, I will say, accuracy to the movie, probably a 9 out of 10. Looks on its own, if it wasn't based on a movie, probably a 6, maybe even a 5. Okay, guys, because I can see why people would just think this is a grey monstrosity. But for me, obviously, I love it, and I do think it's a very accurate Quinjet. And I will say this, it's definitely the best version of the Quinjet we've got so far. Don't get me wrong, we've had some good Stark jets. We've also had the original Quinjet that came out all those years ago. And I will say, this is by far the best, all right? I will say that, but I can see why people would be put off by the fact that it's just a grey plane. Alright then guys, well, on to the Guardian ship, and you've got to say straight away, if this wasn't based on accuracy and was based purely on looks, this would win 10 times over, because I actually think, on its own, not based on any movie accuracy, I'd probably give this Lego set a 10 out of 10 for looks. And I hate turquoise and I hate magenta pink, but it works so well for this. So if this was based just purely on looks, this would take it by 100 miles. However, when it comes to accuracy, I've only seen the trailer, you've only seen the trailer. Unless you actually worked on the movie and are watching on this, you don't know how accurate this in fact is. However, I will say this, it looks amazing. It really does. I just think it really does look amazing. I like the use of rings. It very much reminds me of sort of old, or sort of, I don't know how you describe it, sort of old but futuristic sci-fi, like classic sci-fi stuff, basically. I think it looks amazing. It also reminds me of the ring planet on Interstellar. I want to say Interstellar. Yeah, I do really like that. But as you can see, it is a very nice set. But again, I can't tell you how accurate it is to the movie because I haven't seen the movie. But the photos from the trailer, it does look relatively similar, but we'll have to wait till the movie comes out to actually tell you how accurate it is to the movie. Now, of course, this Lego set does in fact lift off its stand like the other one. I will say this though, it's not quite as elegant when it's on the floor. It doesn't have wheels, it's a spaceship, not a jet. So yeah, and I will say this, when you actually pick up and play with this, yeah, we'll get onto that in the playability section anyway. But I'd probably say, for this set, and again, I've got to wait to see the movie, so I can't judge completely off that. I will say that in terms of accuracy, I'd have to give it to the Avengers, but in terms of looks, I'd probably give it to this Guardian ship. But I think overall, I would have to give the point to the Avengers if it was a point scoring system, which it isn't, although I keep scoring points. But I will say, this is amazing, okay? I do think it looks very cool, and yeah, I would give looks to this, accuracy to the other one, but it's just because I haven't seen the movie yet. Okay then guys, well, back to the Avengers, because we are now in fact talking about, well, the last thing that we need to talk about, and that is playability. Now, I will take you in for a closer look so I can show you all of the play features. If you've already seen the review of both of these sets, you may get a bit bored by this point, but I will say that I've got to do it because I'm comparing the two. So guys, the first thing that I did want to talk about is these wheels are in fact they do fold up in here, and I will give credit where credit's due and say that they do actually work very well. I don't like the fact that when they are in use, there's a big gap here, as you can see, and I will say the wheels can be quite flimsy, which is annoying. However, you do have pretty cool way of storing them. I'll quickly show you here. These fold down and fold up, and I don't think these fold up and these fold down like that, like that. However, I'll take you in for a closer look now. Okay guys, so straight away when it comes to the cockpit, I know, and you know, well, I'm assuming I know if I can actually open it. Hang on, how the hell do we open this thing? There we go, we've opened it. Right, there we go. Now, you can in fact see in here, it does have room for two figures to sit. So you could have Captain America and Scarlet Witch, not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow in there if you did want, and in fact, back here. However, this is the bit that sells it for me. When do you ever get that much space inside a toy? Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. You can not only fit all of the minifigures from this set plus one in there, if you include that, you can fit 8 minifigures. And then if you add all the freestanding ones at the back, you could fit so many minifigures in here. That is a real selling point for me, because I genuinely think they design ships and just go, oh yeah, it's only for 1 minifigure, but we'll give you 10 of them. So yeah, I genuinely love the amount of space in there. I have just taken that off, but you can see there's room for 6 people to sit, plus all of the people standing as well. So yeah, I genuinely think that is one of the main selling points of this Lego set. Okay guys, I'm going to do my best to show you, but there is a little ramp that drops down, and as you can see, that is where you just saw all in there. There is plenty of room in there. And I will say this, to actually hold this and like fly it around in your hand isn't actually terrible. I will give credit where credit's due and say that if you did just want to hold it like that and use it like this and this, it works very well for that. And also a feature that I didn't show you, I don't know that it's actually meant for anything or meant to be sort of windbreakers or whatever, but if you really do want, you can take these side bits off and you can get a much closer look inside the cockpit. But yeah, in terms of playability, now there's not any stud shooters or any flick shooters or anything like that, which actually, I know, again, might be an unpopular opinion, but for me, I'm actually really happy about that, because I feel like it's just a cheap way to score points on playability, because most Lego sets now come with stud shooters and flick shooters. So yeah guys, in my opinion, the main selling point is inside this here. How much room you've got to put so many minifigures and how much fun you can actually have with this Lego set. So yeah, I will say straight away, you've got the normal bendy bits, the normal twisty bits, but that back carriage is so underrated that yeah, I absolutely love it, and I'm so happy that we've got a set where you can actually put more than the minifigures that you actually get in the set. It's got room for so many. So yeah, props there for sure. Alright then guys, well, on to the Guardian ship. And yeah, I'm done. No, I'm not. It's not that bad, okay? So, you do in fact get 2 of these. Now these are obviously do in fact break off. They are just side panels, as you can see here, and they are used for sort of, I'll put Mantis on so you can sort of see. I think Mantis is meant to stand or sit in there like that, as you can see, and then sort of, you know, fly along. Sorry about that, guys, I got a phone call. But yeah, like I did say, both of these panels do in fact come off, and they're not held on in any specific way or anything like that. But yeah, in general, I just think they're pretty cool, but not overly special really. But I suppose it's a play feature, and you do in fact get 2 of them. So yeah, credit where credit's due, because normally you get one thing like that and they go, oh yeah, that's enough. Now, in terms of playability with the rest of the set, I won't lie to you, there isn't that much. Now, don't get me wrong, you can in fact get definitely 1 stud, 2 and 3 minifigures in here. However, I would say that probably the only one who could go there is in fact Rocket, and even then, I mean, maybe the cockpit might close, maybe. But yeah, you can get 3 minifigures in there, and I will say that is cool. And again, because you do only get 4 minifigures that are Guardians, if you turn it around and go under here, this is actually where Drax is meant to go. He's meant to sit in here and then drop out of here. So you can get all 4 Guardians in here, and I do really like that. But in terms of play features, that is literally it when it comes to this Lego set. And I will say, whilst it is an amazing, beautiful display piece and looks amazing, and probably is accurate to the movie, I don't like the fact that there's not many play features, okay? Now, it is designed to be a display piece, evidently, but yeah, I genuinely think like they could have done so much more with this, and I do think it's a missed opportunity. They should have added way more play features. So yeah, guys, if I was basing this again on a point system, in terms of playability, got to give it to the Avengers, even if it is just for the amount of space in there. But yeah, definitely the Avengers has way more play features than the Guardian ship, although the Guardian ship does look very pretty. Alright then, guys, well, I've showed you all of the stuff that I wanted to show you. So we've talked about the minifigures, we've talked about the play features, we've talked about the accessories, sort of the looks and the accuracy to the MCU movies, and we've also talked about the price. Now, the only thing left for me to do is make a decision on which one I actually think is better. And I've come to the conclusion that I would probably say, from my own perspective, and again, please bear in mind this is my opinion and not any salient fact by any stretch of the imagination, I'd have to give it to the Avengers. Just purely, mainly on the playability, because the price of these sets are the same. You do get the same amount of minifigures, same amount of unique minifigures, but I will say Thor is harder to get than Star-Lord, and also the play features on this are just insane compared to this one. I mean, it's not the craziest play features I've ever seen, but they are definitely better than the Guardians play features. So then we moved on to looks and accuracy, and I will say it's not really fair in a way, and maybe I should have waited a little while to do this, but I will say I don't know how accurate this is. I can only go off the trailer images. I'm assuming it's super accurate though. I would be surprised if it wasn't that accurate. And again, if it was just based on looks and not accuracy, this would win by a country mile. But accuracy, it's got to be this, okay? It just does. Playability and minifigures, and price is pretty much the same. So it's somewhat of a whitewash towards the Avengers. However, having said that, I will say that this is still an amazing Lego set. And in terms of them both being display pieces, they are brilliant. And I really do hope Lego Marvel does continue along this theme, because ever since the Benatar, we've sort of had, well, we've got this the Quinjet, and then we've got this new Guardian ship. And I will be very excited to see what Lego Marvel actually comes out with in the future with these sort of display piece ships. Because I'll be honest, I absolutely love them. So yeah, guys, there you have it. That was the comparison video, and I do just want to stress again, it is my opinion, okay, guys? Don't take anything I say as gospel, because it's just based on my own opinion, all right? But yeah, in my opinion, I would go for the Avengers Quinjet over the Guardian's ship. But again, it's all subjective and dependent on what you actually want. So then guys, just before we do go, if you would not mind, again, like I said at the start of the video, if you would not mind liking the video, it really helps me out and it really shows me that you enjoy this sort of content. And again, if you're not subbed to the channel, maybe click the sub button, but if you don't want to, I do get it. And also, everyone, please get down in the comments and let me know, A, have you got either of these sets? B, what do you actually think of either of these sets? And C, which one do you prefer? Because that is actually what I want to know. Which one of these do you prefer? Also, just before we do go, please go down in the description and check out my Instagram and TikTok. They are linked down there. I'm posting daily on Instagram, so if you want to see a load of cool Lego Marvel photos, go and drop me a follow, because it's basically loads of Lego Marvel, Lego and little snippets into my life. So if you want to see that, drop it a follow, and while you're down there, check out my TikTok as well. Alright then guys, well there you have it. That is indeed the end of the video. All that's left to say is thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of your support on the channel, guys, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Good